Research and innovative treatment in the area of diabetes is a hot topic, always has been, always will be. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jill Malandrino with The Street interviewing Oramed CEO Nadav Kidron. Tell us about the innovative technology you have, the oral treatment that we're working on in terms of trials.
Sure, Jill. What Oramed has is a technology that allows us to take peptides and deliver them orally. So what we're doing right now is we're taking insulin and GLP-1 analog, and we have a capsule, actually we have a sample here, and we basically deliver them orally. And currently, you can also take it as an injection.
Right. Well, this is a subject that's very near and dear for me. My mother is an insulin-dependent diabetic. She has, from Medtronic, the pump, which is a catheter that goes into your stomach and it consistently feeds you insulin. So how does that work in comparison to the pill? Because you kind of always have to judge the amount of carbs and sugar grams that you're intaking with each meal. Right.
So assuming your mother is a type 2.
Right.
So she didn't start right away being an insulin-dependent person.
Right.
So the way it works when you're a type 2, and unfortunately, you know, we sit here in New York, we see around us in New York, over 10% of the population suffer from diabetes. And what happens is when someone discovers, and we get a little bit older, we discover that we have diabetes, what happens is that we have a high level of glucose. And the first thing we do is lifestyle changes, diet, and then we move into the oral medications. The last thing is when we become insulin-dependent patients and we need either the pump or the injection. What we want to do is we want to give this pill at the second phase, so oral medication, in order to push away the point that they will need to take the pump or the injection.
So this is really innovative because there have been other companies that tried to do it via the spray. They did it with the vapor, and that didn't work out that well. We saw, you know, we saw some big financial hits with companies like Pfizer and Mankind that weren't able to develop this to the end. Why is this different?
So it's different, first of all, because the indication is different. They were trying to just replace the injection as is. What we want to do is we want to come earlier, so it's a much more humble indication. So that's one difference. The second difference is when you give it orally, the first pass goes into the liver. When you give it as an injection or as a pump, it goes straight into the blood circulation. Now, the liver is the organ that regulates the secretion of the insulin into the bloodstream. So that's why it's advantageous versus the other system.
And finally, tell us where we are in the trial process.
So we had a very exciting times because we just initiated a phase 2A trials here in the United States under the FDA. We're looking to complete it by year end, so it's going to be very exciting. That on the oral insulin for type 2. We're also doing clinical trials on the oral insulin for type 1s. And we're now moving ahead with the FDA in order to move into clinical trials with our oral exenatide.
Okay, very exciting. Thank you very much for joining us.